Okay.
DJI FlyCart 30.
You're talking.
an
Just
aerial
be
delivery
careful
drone.
where you're going to be live here in a second.
No F-bombs.
FlyCart 30
Is that what you're
is
saying,
designed for
Ron?
efficient cargo
Yeah. Or no secrets.
transportation, carrying a max payload
Okay,
of 30
no F-bombs.
kilograms with dual
Yeah.
batteries, a delivery range of 16 kilometers, and a max speed of 20 meters per second. Delivery is now simple and efficient.
Welcome
no
in,
longer restricted
everybody,
by physical
to
geography.
DroneNation for
FlyCart
Monday,
withstands
the
extreme
22nd
situations and handles
of
difficult
2024.
operations, allowing you to confidently deliver to harsh environments.
That's your cue, Ron.
We're going
It
to let
supports
the
two
little
payload
promo play out for
configurations,
the folks.
cargo mode and winch mode, to meet varying delivery needs. Its spacious cargo case weighs the payload during the loading process to prevent overloading and ensure flight safety. Switch to the winch system if the drone's intended delivery destination does not have a safe landing site. Once the drone arrives at the destination, select the drop point with AR projection. A single tap automatically lowers the payload. When the payload touches down, the winch system releases and retracts for accurate, non-contact delivery. The winch system intelligently senses the payload and adjusts attitude quickly to counteract swinging.
I like that counteracting the swing there.
Even for long-range tasks, FlyCart 30 is more than capable. The 20-kilometer DJI O3 transmission, coupled with 4G enhanced transmission and an FPV gimbal camera, ensure clear and stable live feeds under various operational scenarios. FlyCart 30 also supports dual operator mode for one drone. Pilots in two different locations can transfer control of the drone with a single tap, extending the operating
Isn't that great? They can transfer control and go even
The
further.
aircraft is equipped
That's the same
with
one
front
that
and
we
rear
use on
active
a
phased
lot of
array
the
radars
bigger end
and a dual binocular vision
enterprise
system
drones,
designed
like
to
the
accurately
M30,
sense terrain with multi-directional
the
obstacle sensing in various weather
300
conditions,
and
day or night.
350.
Its dual battery system features multi-level redundancy,
Look at those batteries,
and quick dual battery charging in parallel to enable continuous operations. In extreme scenarios, the integrated parachute will automatically deploy, reducing the risk of personnel injury and property damage. The DJI Pilot 2 app introduces brand new functions for delivery control. The app lets users configure alternative landing sites and record flight routes, enabling automatic repeat flights for improved safety and efficiency. The newly launched cloud platform DJI Delivery Hub offers a 2.5D base.
So, Ron, are you starting a delivery service?
Operation planning.
Yeah, we may run a giveaway on one of these drones at the end of the show, huh?
Management. FlyCart 30
it's funny because
airborne delivery solution that is straightforward.
These are a great thing, except for the fact you've got to be in a country that allows BV loss
and ascend into a new era of aerial delivery.
Right.
It's coming, right? I mean, it is. It's going to happen soon. You know, whether they have corridors or it's coming.
Yeah.
I think we're quite a bit closer. Like about an hour and a half from me is that we've actually got one of the two national test zones, which is like probably 60,000 acres of controlled airspace strictly for drone testing. And I know that we've had a few companies that are now licensed for BV loss for Canada wide, so it's coming.
Cool. Well, listen, it's that time here. It's it's a little after 9. So 3, 2, 1, and welcome into Drone Nation for January 22nd, 2024. This is the MicNation edition tonight. A little microphone came out last week that we're going to talk about a little bit here later in the show here. But I do want to give a special DroneNation birthday of the week shout out to our friend Stevie Bronx, who turned a certain age yesterday. I don't want to reveal Stevie's age, but Steve's a great guy in the community, and it was his birthday yesterday. So, and I want to welcome back Marcus Crawford. He was missing in action last week. He was on assignment down there in sunny Florida, doing his due diligence and doing a lot of work down there. Marcus, good to have you back.
Yeah, welcome back, Marcus.
Welcome back.
How did you find Florida, Marcus?
Tell us, Marcus.
Oh,
He's
it
busy
was
on a
terrible.
call.
It was terrible. I spent a ton of money at Disney World. It was just the food was awful. Hotel was great, but my wife was wonderful. So it was all-
Just as long as you kept your receipts.
yeah.
Read it all off.
I didn't take my drone with me.
Forgot your drone?
No.
Yeah, no, Florida was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We literally ate our way through Disney World. What a lot of people may or may not know is that there's a lot of fine dining restaurants at Disney World, and you have to make your reservations like months in advance and so forth. But I did all that, and so we, like I said, we had some good meals and had a good time. The weather was good. I mean, most days it was shirt sleeve weather, but there were a lot of days that I wore a jacket because it was in the 50s. And a couple of days we had some rain, but nothing like we were getting hit right here in Idaho. They were getting buried in snow. So a lot of fun. It's also always fun to get back home too and get back to all these drones behind me.
There you go. Well, welcome back. And I want to welcome our special guest. Lauren hasn't been on in a while. Glad to see you tonight, Lauren. What's your temperature check up there in sunny Calgary?
Well, right at the moment, we're minus 12. So,
okay. A little chilly up there.
Yeah, but like I say, it's supposed to warm up overnight. We're supposed to get up to right up to freezing about the time the sun comes up in the morning. So,
congrats. Congrats.
Yeah, be better than it was today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And DeMarco, how are you doing tonight? What's your temperature check in Arkansas? You were pretty cold last Monday night over there.
Yes, you know what? Like we were supposed to have freezing rain all day today. It was this morning, but it warmed up. But that was after school was canceled for the kids for the 4th time in a week. So it's been raining all day today. I had to go and I dumped my neighbor's pool. It's probably about 40 degrees right now. I got it from the kids basketball practice, and they're all like, "It's cold." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Get in the car. Anyway.
But you've got some warmer weather coming though, don't you, DeMarco?
Yeah. You know what? That's what happens here. Like every other year we get like 1 or 2 bad weeks where it's in the negative and then it warms up. So I think by like Saturday it'll be in the 50s. So.
And I even had a little bit of unseasonable weather in South Jersey. Sure, we had 3 or 4 inches of snow on Friday, and it was like it didn't get out of the 20s all weekend. But right now it's 31, and just like you guys, I think it's warming up the rest of the week.
So let me ask you, Ron, did that Hyundai handle the snow better than Ken Herron's Mazda?
Well, I can't answer that because guess what? Ron doesn't drive Ron's lets it parked out in front of the house when it snows.
Oh, I got you.
You
make Susan do all the driving, right?
No. Well, there is no driving. You go get your groceries before we have a weather forecast here. You go get your stuff you need before it snows, and then you stay in the house. I mean, we got cable TV, internet, or whatever. Where are we going?
Trust me, dude. As a milkman, I know that well. But anytime there's any weather forecasted, we stocked the stores like crazy because it'd all be gone. And
yeah, and it's funny you say that. I think it was Friday. We stopped at a local market, not in offshore or whatever. And I said, "Let me get some milk." I was in panic. I was going to go over to the milk counter. I was going to be wiped out, but it was well stocked. I guess nobody hit the store up yet.
Yeah, you went to the right store. Yeah.
So anyhow, enough of the weather.
Enough weather talk. This is a drone show.
I think everybody's cold, unless you live in the extreme southern part of the U.S. or maybe the extreme warmest parts of Canada. You're pretty cold right now, whatever. So anyhow, let's get on to some drone stuff. We didn't have any deal of the days, I think, last week. I don't know why, but Richard sent this DroneNation deal of the day in. The Fimi X8 Mini the orange one, the V2, the orange one. It's on sale for $250 right now, and I have the link for it. The official Fimi store, and Richard says it's free shipping and no tax on this, guy. So I know Marcus has the other color of this drone,
and I flew it. Yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I flew that very drone yesterday out at Lucky Peak Reservoir. I did a side-by-side comparison with the Atom. Video to follow.
Video coming soon to a channel near you.
You know what? It performed well. It was a fairly windy, cold day, and man, I sent it out 1.5 kilometers over the reservoir, and it did just fine. Now, looking at the video quality, it was interesting comparing the video quality between that and the Atom. I would take the Atom any day of the week. The Fimi, it just is some shakes in the video, a little bit of jello, etc., and just doesn't have. They're both supposedly 4K 30, but when you look at the video side by side, the Fimi just doesn't. It just doesn't. Maybe you can explain this to me, Lauren. It just doesn't look like it has the same resolution.
Well, a lot of that can be your bit rate too. Eh?
Yeah.
If
both of them were about 50 megabit bit rate, so they're very comparable in that regard.
Well, they are claimed.
Well, no, I can look at the files. I can see it in the file. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because and what's the bit depth? The color depth.
I'm sure they're both 8-bit. I can't imagine they're.
Yeah. I don't think either of them have the 10-bit.
A lot of those things can really affect your quality, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but sometimes some of the cheaper drones will do frame skipping, so that you don't get your full, say, 30 frames a second.
That is a Fimi quality. Trust me on that. Frame dropping on a Fimi is not unknown.
I've never seen a 4K Fimi drone actually look like it was really 4K.
That didn't frame drop. Now that I'm kind of thinking it through, part of it could be sharpness too. Anyway, all I'm saying is it was interesting to see those similarly priced drones, and to my eye, the Potensic looked a lot better.
Well, actually, at this point, though, the Fimi at 250, it undercuts the Potensic Atom, right?
$299 for the Potensic, So at 250, it's $50 cheaper. Yeah.
How many batteries come with that, Ron?
I'm talking all base kits here,
That's
right?
Base kit, buddy.
Yeah, base kits. Yeah, I not here, but I think if you go over to Amazon, you can get for $350, you can get a 2-battery kit, but that's not the orange, that's the gray one.
Yeah, and the Potensic, you can get it's essentially a Fly More kit, just like a DJI Fly More kit for $399 with 3 batteries and a charge hub, etc.
Yeah, so we're not recommending this here, but Richard sent it in. Richard has the I think he ordered an orange one. He has the 8X Mini V2, and he's very happy with his.
Here's what I'll tell you about that is, I think all of us on the panel here and most of the people that are watching our show, we're all very focused on camera quality. That's one of the reasons that we like to fly drones.
Right.
I think that there is a place for drones like that because there are some people that, they want to look at an FPV screen and see where they're flying. And they kind of like to get a little bit of video. But camera quality isn't necessarily top of mind for some people. They just want a bargain cheap drone that they can fly around the park.
Flies well. Yep.
Yeah, but it's hard to say get it when the Mini 2 SE is $299.
Totally with you.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, DeMarcus right cued me right up here. So we have a couple deals today here. So the second deal of the day is the DJI Mini 2 SE is back on sale for the lowest price it's ever been, $299. That's available at DJI and Amazon.com. So are we still recommending the Mini 2 SE over the Atom and the Fimi Mini at this price point?
By far. Not even a race.
So yeah. So again, that sale kind of been on and off for over the holidays, is back now. So if you're like Marcus said, if you're just trying to pick up a drone that flies well, you have a lot of fun with it out at the park, whatever. You don't necessarily need 10-bit color and 4K 120 frames per second. You just want a good, reliable drone. That's probably the one to pick up, right?
Hey, let me qualify my statement though, Ron, because there are also people, and we've all seen them in the chats and comments and so forth, that they want a drone that can do tracking,
waypoint,
and they want waypoints. Well, you know what? Both that Fimi and Potensic drone will do that, and they'll do a decent job of it. Yeah. The DJI Mini SE will not. So if those features are important to you, more important than camera quality and flight controls, then
straight horizons.
Right. And some people, that's a big deal. So
yeah. So know what you're buying is what you're telling them.
Yeah.
Know what you're buying. So one more quick DroneNation.
We got a question I want to answer. Akalasho is asking the transmission system on the Mini 2 SE. It is OcuSync 2, and it works quite well. In fact, that's why the Mini 2 SE is so much superior to the previous Mini SE.
That you did a review of recently also.
Right. The Mini 2 SE, that OcuSync 2, it just makes all the difference.
And just on a quick footnote here, I want to get to a track. Philly Drone did a review recently where he did a comparison with signal strength between Mini 2, Mini 3, and Mini 4. Mini 1, actually. He did Mini 1, Mini 2, Mini 3, Mini 4. And the Mini 1 to Mini 2 was huge jump, right? The Mini 2 was much better than Mini 1. But the Mini 3 was only incrementally better than the Mini 2, and the Mini 4 was only incrementally better than the Mini 3. So once you get the Mini 2, there's not a huge difference in the next couple levels up. But Mini 1 and Mini 2 was like a Grand Canyon difference.
Let me add to that. I have flown in fact I did a video with the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 Pro. Now I'll qualify this, and I'm sure Lauren can jump on this too. The Mini 3 Pro had the original DJI RC without antennas and so forth. And you know what? And I had the RC-N1 for the Mini 2. The range was identical. I mean, absolutely identical. Yeah.
Not uncommon. A lot of it, like as you kind of learned from your video that you released today, all depends on the surroundings.
Yeah. And I think that's OcuSync 4's greatest strength is not distance, but signal penetration through objects.
Yeah.
And switching.
Yeah, so URF guys, that's the thing that I don't always understand. I know frequency hopping is really important, isn't it, Lauren?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, one more quick DroneNation deal today, and we'll be off of this. The DJI Action 4, I don't have it here, the latest action camera for DJI, is at an all-time low price of $299 now. That's $100 off the normal price. And even if you want the adventure combo where you get the extra batteries, the charger, the stick, and all that, that's $100 off too. So that drops from $499 to $399. So now it puts this below price. This undercuts the Hero 12 by $50, and it undercuts the new Insta360 Ace Pro by like $150. So this is probably the best buy out there.
Dude, I'm close. I'm that close. I'm just telling you, that's a good deal. It is.
Yeah, you're not gonna regret it, especially if you plan on getting a DJI Mic 2 that'll hook up to it wirelessly.
That's the deal for me, is that the fact that you could use the DJI Mic 2 and go directly to the camera without hooking anything else.
Setting up your your receiver and all that business.
Yeah,
hook and go. So and also recently I put a little video about this recently. A firmware update, not the most latest one for the Action 4, but one of the last couple ones in the last month has brought 10-bit color to the regular profile. It had 10-bit color in D-Log M, but now you can get 10-bit color in the normal color profile. What that means is you don't have to go a flat color profile, even if you don't know anything about editing like in flat color profiles. You can still go in and pump the color up and down and the contrast up and down and get better results. Just being a bare bones editor and have more range to play with in those type of things. So
is the advantage to that, Ron, being able to match your B-roll footage up to what you're getting off your drone? Or...
That would be more shooting both of them D-Log and using the same kind of color profiles and so on, or the same LUTs. This would just be, I mean, this could still help, but it just be, if you're the type of person, say, when I say edit, I don't mean you're in there using LUTs and color tables and everything. I mean, you just get your video in and you just want to move the color slider back and forth, the contrast slider back and forth, highlight sliders back and forth, just the simple things. It'll show more effect. It'll make more of a difference if using 10-bit than 8-bit, because there's more data there for it to, do the adjustments.
Hey, Lauren, have you had a chance to play with the Action 4?
No.
I'm just curious. So Ron, it's got that magnetic mount? Does it hook up to the same mounts that like the Action 2 does? Clicks into play?
I believe, yeah. I believe it's compatible with all the Action 3 magnetic accessories.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, okay, off of the deal of the day. If anybody has a question about deals of the day or whatever, and I know the one for the ones for the DJI stuff, that's a DroneNation official affiliate link. Click that there and help your favorite drone show out there. The Fimi one, that's Richard's link. I don't know if that's an affiliate link or ever, but that's Richard sent that link in for the Fimi. Unfortunately, DroneNation is not. We're not an official affiliate of Fimi company yet. And may never be.
I don't know anybody that
is. So, Lauren's got some stuff he's going to tell us about here in a second. So I'm going to stay the mic until the end, because once we get talk about that darn mic, we may not get anyplace else. So we're going to get Lauren first. Let's get two quick stories that don't require a whole lot of talking here, because these were on last week's show. We did not get a chance to get to them. And if you were here when we started the show, we showed the official DJI FlyCart 30 video. It's DJI's kind of first, what do they call delivery type drone. And it's definitely a heavy duty drone, as you can see from the previous. I had the chance to see the M300 at the Ken Herron Boardwalk meetup, and that was a beast. But this thing even looks more of a beast. Lauren, can you tell us a little bit more about the FlyCart 30 delivery drone?
I know a little bit, but not much. But like you say, it's a beast of a drone. It's a lot like the crop spraying drones that they've got, and like its lifting capacity is good. There's very few of the delivery drones that will match it for lifting. Now, I'm not talking when you get into the real big ones, but for the size, it lifts very, very nicely. Our biggest problem, as I was saying prior, is going to be getting the BV loss happening in North America. So,
right, because in the video they show two pilots. You're able to transfer command of the drone from one controller to another pilot in another location, so that can extend the range, right, Lauren?
And realistically, been able to do that since the M300 came out. They first had that. We're using two controllers. Lonnie and I do it occasionally with the M30.
Oh wow!
You can leapfrog the controllers. So
excellent. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about drone deliveries on this show since the start of whatever, because we always see this stuff advertised, though it doesn't really happen. But I guess DJI is going to be ready in that space if drone deliveries ever do open up in North America.
Well, the technology is there. It's the legislation isn't.
Yeah.
So
now, what do you think one of those I know it's an enterprise type thing, so the price is going to be real high. But what do you think one of those FlyCart 30s will go for, Lauren?
I'm going to say probably $50K.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're
money.
but if you're Walmart and buying a fleet of them or whatever,
Yeah.
if you got deep pockets.
Yeah. Well, they might not even be that much like your first drone is going to be always your most expensive because
Yeah.
you've got to buy, things like your all your peripherals that you need to go with it, right?
Right.
And a lot of those peripherals can share to your second, third, and fourth drones. So
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody at Walmart's going to come in and put an order in for like 1,000 and they'll get a special price because
no, but Ron, the thing about that is like they're not going to buy something like that because they would need pilots then, and they're not going to pay the pilots. Like, no, yeah.
well, thing being is things like that cart and a lot of the delivery drones. Technically, they don't need a pilot. Legislation says that you can't fly autonomous drones unless you're the U.S. government,
Okay.
But they're capable of totally unaided flight.
Wow.
Yeah. Right now with the drone delivery by me anyway, by us, it's Drone Up that does it, and I've seen like anywhere between 2 or 3 people operating that drone. Yeah.
And really, how much does that save when you're got that many people involved?
Yeah. And then like right now, they've been out there now, I think maybe 2 years they've been there doing it, and they still haven't extended the range yet.
Well, DeMarco, maybe Captain Ray can have the pieces at the South Florida drone meetup delivered by the FlyCart 30, so they'll still be warm when they get there.
Take it.
I don't know if Captain Ray's in here tonight. So, yeah. So, anyhow, I just thought it was an interesting video to see the FlyCart. I like the fact they sent the stuff out to the boat. It was a nice video, wasn't it, Lauren? Nice promotion video of what the drone's capable of.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. Another quick story here. We didn't get to this on last week's show, too. The new $85 Zing drone remote ID module to ship in March. It's a U.S.-based company, and I posted this story on the DroneNation Facebook group if anybody wants to read the whole thing. But it looks like this will going to be a very affordable, remote ID module. And March is the time, I think, when we all have to be compatible with that extension. And it's nice to have a U.S.-based company handles. I can't say the product's actually made in the U.S., but it's a U.S.-based company, so that should help a little bit, right, guys?
I would think so.
Yeah. Marcus, you're not gonna buy it. Marcus, you're not gonna.
I got the. I've already got the Holy Stone version right here.
Still in the box.
How's that working so far? You haven't used it yet, right?
Haven't even opened the box. Still sealed, factory sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have any drones left that need remote ID. I will test. I'm broadcasting remote ID on every drone I own.
I do want to add that I will test it. I've just been waiting for better weather, quite honestly. But I've got some drones here, like the Hubsan Xeno 2 Plus. I like that drone. I'll probably hang on to it, and that remote ID module will be perfect for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I'm going to click, get this up here on the page here. This is a little video Lauren wants to show us. You want to back up or something on it, Lauren? Or
No.
Okay, he's ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to let Lauren take over and describe what's going on here.
There's a couple of different things I was going to show today. This one here is actually 2 of my buddies were doing the drone work on this downhill ski event, and it was kind of fun. They follow the skier all the way down.
Lauren, is that you on the skis?
Yep, for sure. Yeah. Actually, you can tell it's not me because he didn't wipe out.
What are you flying?
There was 2 Mavic 3 Cine Pros.
Okay.
Oh.
Which I told them they're not going to be fast enough. Which they're fighting to keep up, and
oh wow, yeah, they are.
And this is flat out in sport mode, trying to keep up to these guys.
Well, what I see they're doing, which is wise, is when they started falling behind, they just gain altitude, so you still keep them in frame, and then cut the corners, right?
Well, yeah, you cut the corners, but also when these guys go around the corners, it slows them down, gives them a chance to catch up a little bit, right?
Right.
So
would they be better off with Inspire 3?
Well, that's what I told them is you know, like next time you're gonna have to get an Inspire 3. And like for next year, hold on. We didn't want that.
It's a nice looking crane.
That is what that is a concrete pumping.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is what I was doing today. These are just the raw photos and stuff from today. But it was like a nice minus 12 degrees and just light snow and reasonable amount of wind and some really miserable birds. Birds, yeah. There's about a dozen or so birds that just wanted to try and take down my drone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he wasn't able to do it, but
what's your maneuver when what's your strategy when you see birds in the area of your drone?
I wait till they get close and then you go straight up.
Okay.
Because like with birds, like they can drop quickly or even turn, but they can't climb real fast like you can with a drone.
Right.
So.
Hey, so Lauren, let me ask you this: concrete. They're obviously it's very, very cold.
Yeah.
So and it's got moisture in it, right? What keeps it from freezing? Do they actually have to heat it somehow, or?
Well, there's actually a type of a antifreeze that they mix in there.
Oh, of course. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And like you can see, like certain things are kind of heated. But some of these shots, that's just kind of a distant shot. Like right now, you should be able to see downtown, which you can't, right? From that shot.
Because of all the haze and snow?
Well, yeah, the snow. So
yeah.
That I like that shot. Nice top down.
Yeah, nice top down.
Yeah. And, but you can see like the steam coming off of that.
Yeah,
right?
there it is.
And it's funny because like all of these guys have been like at the morning briefing and stuff, like they all know, like, don't look at the drone, right?
Yeah.
and of course there. And that's why I said that. Like they're all told, do not look at the drone, do not look at the drone. And of course that one guy there, he just blew it, you know. All the rest of the guys. All the rest of the guys, you notice that they are not even paying attention. So,
nice shots.
Those are some great shots.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cold.
Is that site near your house, Lauren?
No, this is about halfway across town for me.
Okay.
But
where are you at, Lauren?
I'm right on the very south end of town. And
no. I mean here. So like were you standing across the street?
Oh, where were you operating from?
Hang on. That's okay. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but I'm right there.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In the car?
Yep.
Oh,
hey. Well, it's okay. All the concrete guys were bugging me too. They said, you know, like, how come you're not out here with us? And I said, well,
it's cold.
There's two things. You can either work smart or work hard. I said, guess which one I am.
Yeah.
But then I posted on my Facebook page shot that's just coming up here.
So Lauren, this company asked you to they hired you to get this video?
Actually, no, I'm subcontracted on this one.
Okay.
Lonnie, which you haven't met yet, but you will.
Yeah.
His company Sunrise Aerial is the prime on this, and this is actually the second building I've done for them. And it was kind of funny because I run into the big bosses today doing this one, and they said we absolutely love what you did for us on the other building. So,
oh, cool.
So, and we're almost done there.
Now, what are the big bosses
Great
using this
job.
video for, Lauren, to evaluate the progress?
Well, the main thing, like it's not just the big bosses. It's some of the site bosses also use the stuff, and I'll show you in a second. But like a lot of this stuff is just used for promo stuff for the clients, for their clients,
Right.
and say here's us putting your building together. But let me get out of this one and. But the site bosses like this, and they will use this shot so that they can locate things in the concrete, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right. So like when they've got all of these electrical and stuff like that running through the concrete, this is a great reference for them, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
yeah.
like when I do this, I will do like that. That's just the what I call full scale, 1-to-1 scale, and then I go to quarter scale, which is I will do like that. That's actually 4 shots there combined, right?
Yeah, you'll do it in quadrants.
Yeah, and then I go to 16, right? So there's 16 shots on this one, so you get more and more depth on it.
Yeah.
Now, but what drone were you using for this job, Lauren?
This was Mavic 3 Pro.
Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah.
Which camera on the Mavic 3 Pro?
Just the main camera.
Okay, the 4/3, yeah.
Yep. But that's what I did for fun today.
And no, great. Thanks for showing us, Lauren. Some interesting shots. Yeah. So, and you work basically weather-wise whenever it's not snowing. Well, no, it's not snowing hard. Well, whenever those guys could work. If those guys can work, you can work.
No, they can work much colder than I can.
Okay.
Technically, it was like it was below the rated temperature, but I felt it was still safe. So
for the Mavic 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you keep the batteries warm in the car and all that.
Oh yeah. And that's why I got to sit in the car just to keep the batteries warm.
That's it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess the controller has to stay warm too, right? Not just
yeah. That's it. Yeah. And the controller's controller.
Yeah. So no, thanks a lot. That's interesting stuff here. So okay, we kind of been holding back a little bit here. Stayed this story here, kind of the main one. Last week when Mark was down in sunny Florida hanging out with Mickey and the gang down there, DJI released the DJI Mini V2 on Wednesday, January 17th, 2024, to much fanfare. Many of the big influencers dropping their videos around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And usually when DJI does these drones, it's usually 9 a.m., but the mic came at 8 a.m. I don't know if mics get different times or not, but some of the features was it had 32-bit float recording, onboard noise cancellation, and it features USB connection to many devices, such as phones and so on, and it had increased like runtime or whatever. So, there were some, nice upgrades. I mean, again, it's for whether, we've been saying a lot of stuff, incremental upgrades, whether you think this is an incremental upgrade from the Mic 1, that's be up to. But here's the Mic 2 system right here. And here is the Mic 1. And, it has, the Mic 2 has grown in size a little bit, width-wise, they're about the same, and height, it's just the length, is grown. And this is, kind of it's a good feeling hard plastic. This has more of a metal feel to it. I don't know if it's actually metal, but it feels much heavier too. And this one had just a magnetic closure, and this actually has like a little latch here, to keep it, more secure. Now, I've never had this open to spill stuff out. So, I mean, but I guess if you're really rugged or throw it in a loose bag, that little lock, could be good. And then the same thing as USB-C, you can charge everything in the back at once. It has the indicator lights here, so the status of it. And inside it just has the same, setup here where you open up and all your stuff kind of turns on, and you can see what your power and stuff is. Marcus?
Well, so Ron, I see a knob there. Is that a level adjustment?
Yeah, that's just a wheel here. So when you this is a touch screen, of course, it's like the first one. But when you go to different, when you go up and down, then you can use that wheel to go back and forth or whatever.
Oh, it's a scroll.
Yeah, it doesn't offer any more functionality than say just a touch. But you don't have to touch as much. You know what I mean? It's more of a tactile feel to get adjustments. And this is a much more complicated menu than the one on the first one. So there's more to get to. So, I actually haven't used it in the field yet. I've only, did an unboxing and play with it. So I can't tell you how useful it's going to be in the field yet.
But Ron, now the microphone itself is the same as the mic that you got with your Pocket 3. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, just in informal testing, I've never noticed that the Mic 2 that I got with the Pocket 3 combo, what do you call that? The good combo. I haven't noticed that the sound
combo. Yeah,
it was any better or worse than the Mic 1, and the 32-bit float, in all the influencer videos, they talk about clipping. So like if you say like your mic, I'll use this mic. So you say you get up real close to it, whatever, and they call that clipping or whatever, when you get too close to the mic
or the level goes too high, it'll clip.
And the 32-bit float will help you kind of keep that clipping from happening,
Let's be honest, Ron. It is a more professional grade product for an average user like myself. It's probably not, it's not exactly a game changer. Will I do like my friend Ron and get one? Yeah, very likely I will. However, I'm not deluding myself to think that all of a sudden the sound of my videos is going to be magically better. But there is also another bonus here, DeMarco. When we're in Florida, if you count now, Ron will have 3 Mic 2s. So when we do our show, he can mic each one of us up, and we're golden.
Yeah.
Except I think you can only use 2 mics to a receiver, though.
Well, but he'll let you take them home as a door prize.
Nah.
So,
hey, but with from the Mic 1 to the Mic 2, is it just makes your work easier?
I mean, to DeMarco, to answer your question, for somebody like me, the biggest advantage I have in the Mic 2 over the Mic 1 is I have the Pocket 3 and I have the Action 4, and both of those cameras are compatible to Mic 2 without getting the receiver out. And I don't mean just in a Bluetooth way, because now they have Bluetooth too, but that's kind of a lower quality audio if you use the Bluetooth. But they hook up to the camera's internals, like the radio RF. I don't know if that's the right word. They hook up just like you would if the transmitter was there, and they give you that same sound quality. You know how easy it is to use the Mic 2 with the Pocket 3 and the Action 4, and I have to get this whole kit out and setting everything up and finagling around. You just turn it on. It's just like having the like when you had the Pocket 2 first came with the Mic 1 or whatever.
Yeah. Big deal for guys like
setup.
Yeah.
I mean, like we all said this before. Like we all loved our Mavic 2s back in the day, and the Mavic 3 is better. But if you put up a video right now of your Mavic 2 and Mavic 3, I wouldn't know the difference in it. Me.
Especially if it's well shot with the Mavic 2 Pro.
The Mavic 3 has just made flying and making videos easier.
I mean, I think the color profile on the Mavic 3 is better than what came on the Mavic 2 Pro. Lauren, you weigh in.
Absolutely.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I could see it, DeMarco. I'll just tell you.
I wouldn't know it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. Hey, Marcus,
for a lot of the I'm going to just call them armchair quarterbacks, they're not going to notice the difference. But if you are a I guess I nailed it on that, didn't I? but
he's a true Knoll.
But for the people that do a lot of photography and videography, they do notice those differences.
Yeah. So with the new microphone, like you guys know, like me, I don't have either. I mean, But if I had the one and not the two, it's great for me.
Mark, you couldn't go wrong with either one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the 32-bit, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of the same thing, the difference between 8-bit color and 10-bit color. It just gives you more information to work with in post-processing.
Yeah,
right?
I think the regular audio is 24 bits, so you get those extra bits.
Yeah, right.
And I think here's one of the key things, Marcus. The Rode Pro, it's probably other words in it, but the Rode Pro has 32-bit. So DJI reacted to their market competition. As we all say before, like in drones, DJI kind of rules the roast. They don't have any real competition. They're the big kid on the block. But when it comes to things like microphones, they do have competition. Rode is right there with them or maybe above them, just like action cameras. DJI is a good action camera, very good action camera, maybe the best. But GoPro and it's the 360 are right there with them. That's the competition we'd love to see in the drone field.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They have it in their other categories.
What's the price difference for them too, Ron?
Well, this is $349 and this is $249. But when this came out, this was over $300 too.
Right.
I believe it was either $319 or $329.
Yeah, I think $329, as I recall.
Yeah. So this got a small price bump to $349, which you get extra stuff for the cases were substantial. So the $20 bump is probably worth it. But again, if you don't know what 32-bit is, then you don't need the noise cancellation and all this. You can save yourself the $100 and you're golden with the other one. Now the noise cancellation, a lot of people say it makes you sound robotic, and I've seen people it doesn't, but the Action 4 has noise cancellation, and it really works. If you're out there in really windy, like I was down at the shore where the hurricane was coming in, and it saved audio. I mean, I was purposely not using the mic, but it saved audio that would have been 100% unusable.
So let me add to that, Ron. I totally agree with you when it comes to wind reduction. That's a big deal. But one of my complaints with even the Mic 1, when I use just the transmitter or just the mic, is that it doesn't get enough of the background noise. In other words, you don't hear the drone or you don't hear some of the other things that are going on around me that I kind of want in the video. So,
and remember, an update for the Pocket 3 brought that thing where it could record a second audio track on the Pocket's mics while recording the mic you have on you, so it does record those background sounds you're talking about, Marcus.
Oh, sure, okay, that was
an update that the Pocket 3 got. I'm going to say around or before the holidays. So you got two separate recordings. So you could have that recording on the Pocket itself, where it was recording as ambient sounds.
The ambient sounds around it. Hey, so I need to go off topic here for just a second. Joe Blaylock, I'm with you. Go 49ers.
What about I was going to ask.
You're just going to start a war.
yeah, because it could be a good year for Michigan, right?
Oh yeah. Come on, like we are a Lions family here, so we're rooting for the Lions. I'm not them, but the family is. So.
Yeah.
Go Bears.
Read between the lines there. If that bed behind DeMarco, if he wants to sleep in it tonight.
Yeah. This is the guest bed.
Oh, it's the guest bed.
Lauren, have you ever had any DJI mics or whatever? Do you have any experience with them at all?
No, like I say, I'm not really much of a videographer type guy. Yeah. I'm more photography. So
yeah, I hear you.
Hey, so did anybody else notice that turnabout there? Usually it's Ron flipping the subject to football and getting off the topic of whatever electronics. And then Ron, I loved it. You just brought it right back to the
I don't want to go the Michigan people mad or whatever. We got a lot of fans out in Michigan. John Flynn, I'm sure, is rooting for the Lions next week. In fact, he was complaining yesterday his local NBC affiliate somehow went offline when that game was on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but
ours did too.
Okay, conspiracy.
Yeah. We lost it too. The wife was going nuts.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Hey, well,
let me flip it once again, Mark, so we don't lose our.
yes, no, go right ahead,
on the
Ron.
mic here.
That's
Let's ask
all right.
Lauren a question. Lauren, you know, DJI's really been concentrating hard in the last couple of months, releasing updates to the Mic 2, substantial updates. The Pocket 3 got a substantial update. The Action 4. DJI seems to be putting a lot of effort into their non-drone products lately. Do you think that's a reaction to all the stuff going on in the U.S. and other countries where they're trying to restrict the drones?
I think they're broadening the market, you know, so that if they do start going down on sales for so it doesn't affect their profits too much, then this way they can hopefully still rely on the other niches, shall we say?
Yeah, because you know they've kind of pushed their way right into the middle of the affordable mic category now. They pushed their stuff right in the middle of the action camera market now. They're the only ones that make like a pocket type 3-axis gimbal. So they've definitely got a niche in a lot of other you know, categories now. And do you agree with what I was saying, Lauren, earlier, that you know DJI dominates the drone field? There's nobody that really touches in consumer drones, at least. Maybe in enterprise they have a lot more competition, but in categories like mics, action cameras, pocket, you know, cameras like that, they definitely have competition for people, you know, like Rode and the mics and GoPro and the camera. So in these other categories, they actually have to really get in there and compete hard because they don't have the space to themselves.
Well, again, I don't think they go into any market where they don't feel that they can compete and compete well.
Right.
You know, there's no. I don't think they want to go into a market and then pull out because they misstepped. You know, they have done that. Like their little ventures into the robot stuff like that. That's been a disaster. But I don't think they're going to get into something where they can't compete.
Right. Yeah, I mean, kind of like a little bit like Apple, where they get into like a category when they got into watches. They didn't get into watches. You know, they didn't come in the bottom end and just start at the bottom. They came in big, and now they're the leading selling watch company in the world over even you know the. I'm trying to think of the big names. You know, they beat them all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So. Yeah, and speaking of Apple, did you see you could pre-order the what's that thing called? You can pre-order the Apple Vision Pro right now. You can the base kit's only $34.99. You get more memory and pay more, but it'll start shipping on February 2nd, 2023, Groundhog's Day. Quincy, Lauren, have you got your order in on your Apple Vision Pro yet?
No.
We were thinking maybe you could hook up one of the drones and fly it with the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh, that would be interesting, I'm sure. But no, I Apple already gets way too much of my money between phones and iPads and everything else. That's not on my must-have list. How about you?
Yeah, you think something like that $34.99, is that just kind of because of the new product? You think that for that product to be successful, it'll definitely have to get a much better price point in the future?
Well, I think not just Apple, but so many of them, they know that people are going to pay the price if they've got a $10 item, if they slap $1 million price tag on it, some fool's going to buy it, you know.
Yeah.
But and unfortunately, I think like a lot of companies like Apple needs to smarten up and make their prices more competitive. So,
DeMarco, you have a little bit of experience with these reality type of glasses or whatever. What do you feel about this product?
It is way overpriced. But for someone who wants to spend that money, go ahead.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, not even like, no.
And I mean, if you remember when the first iPhone came out, it was way overpriced compared to the rest of the market too, you know. But then that all worked itself out.
Yeah.
Well,
but
it did, and that's where they kind of set their precedence, is that we're going to sell a good product, but we're going to always overprice it.
Mm-hmm.
Just my thoughts.
Big Orange Drone Flyer Zach says hopefully DJI will release the Avata 2. So we've been hearing a lot of rumblings about a new Avata. You hear anything, Lauren? He knows nothing. We're going to put the Sergeant Schultz thing up here.
No, actually, everything I'm hearing so far is we're going to see 2 of them.
Okay.
There's going to be kind of an Avata 2 and then a sub 250 version.
The mini one everybody's hoping for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll make people happy.
It will be good. It'll be good. But again, like Marcus, I can't wear the goggles, so the FPVs are they're nice, but not something I unfortunately can fly. So.
And I've heard rumors that, of course, this Avata 2 will come out, but you're going to have to buy goggles and stuff over again. So that's one downside to these things.
Yeah. That makes sense. Listen, I want to make it clear. I really enjoy flying the Avata. It's been fun to fly, and it's been fun to mess around with that motion controller and so forth. But again, it's just like Lauren said, those goggles either work for you or you don't. And in the vision that I have, I can never see the whole screen, and it's just an uncomfortable feeling.
And I'm luckier than Marcus, even though I have bad vision. I have the integers. I put the right diopter in it. I can see better with those goggles on than I can with my glasses, or whatever, because it's right pressed up against my head. Now,
what you're describing is why a lot of people like using the goggles with the Mini 4, etc.
Yeah.
Right
now, believe me, I don't like those goggles on my head. I don't have the awareness around me. So there's a lot of cons. But I could do it for whatever. I could do it for 2 batteries comfortably. The third battery, I just can't wait to get that thing down and take those goggles off. But I could fly two batteries. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I just want to put Lon's comment up there. So we've heard the rumors, but Lon might know something that we don't. But the situational awareness cameras, for people that aren't familiar, what they're talking about is there'll be a little box inside the goggle that will show with a camera on the outside of the goggles, so you can see what's going on around you, which is a big deal. It's
would that ease some of your concerns, Marcus?
It absolutely would. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Now, DeMarco, you were the kind of one of the first, well, not first ones, but you got goggles and an FPV drone before the rest of us. Are you still doing pretty good with your goggles?
Yeah, I bought Lion's V2 goggles with the FPV. Sort of the same thing you were saying, Marcus. I love flying it, but I said this before too. It's fun to fly, but I don't want to do it a lot because it just wears me out. All that, my thumbs are shaking, but it's fun. You know what it is? It's like I'm driving fast.
It's an adrenaline rush.
Not all the time.
Hey, DeMarco, let me ask you: did you ever get it into full manual mode?
Yeah, and it was rough. I kept tumbling over, and I kept hitting the button. But what it takes is just more time in the sim, which I just don't have though. But I would jump in the sim and fly it though, and do better in the sim than I would live. But
you know who's flying the Avata in manual mode nowadays?
Oh, I know. Yeah. He tells me every morning.
Hey, we hear about it over and over again. I bet Ron has too. He probably has called you, Lauren.
Hey, he's got a new channel named Johnny FPV Flyer.
Yeah, Johnny FPV Flyer instead of Johnny Drone Flyer.
No, it just takes time. But it's fun. But
I want to say something, Lauren. You said about the adrenaline rush. Not the way I fly the Avata. I fly the Avata. You probably no faster than I do the camera drones or whatever. I'm the little old lady from Pasadena with the Avata.
Oh. Well, it's like I say, like for me, I'm old enough and wise enough to understand that I don't have the reflexes that I did 20 or 30 years ago, and like I'd be wanting to fly it for the adrenaline rush. So kind of like Marcus, you got to have the speed, but unfortunately, I'm dumb enough to go faster than my capabilities allow.
Can I do a sidebar here for just a second, Ron? I'll just make it real quick. So what you're talking about, Lauren, that adrenaline rush, I drag race that Corvette, and trust me, when you put that thing in launch mode, you feel it in your chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going to Disney World, that new Tron light cycle that they have, everybody said, "Oh man, get ready for that launch. It's really going to be amazing." It's nothing compared to the Corvette. That's what I'm saying. That launch on that Tron light cycle, that roller coaster, it's not even close. Anyway, I'm sorry, Ron, but
that's a good analogy.
Lauren reminded me of it when he was talking about that.
Good analogy.
Yeah.
So again, that's going to be a lot of interest. I mean, the little Avata got a lot of people flying FPV that never considered it before, even if it's not true acro. But that was a lot of people. Johnny, that was his first. He actually played around with some of the smaller whoops or whatever. But again, a lot of people, that was their first experience. They love it. They love that motion control. So it'd be nice to see them add a couple of new Avatas to the line.
One of the most fun things to me about the Avata is, I quite frankly flying it lower to the ground, and Ron, help me with this. You have more confidence flying closer to things, right? And I don't know if it's because of the ducted props or whatever that you're not so worried about.
For me, it's more because I'm like in the pilot seat of the drone. I'm not like a third-party observer when I'm flying live.
That could very well be. It could very well be. But I find that I'll fly closer to things than I ever would with.
Exactly. Marcus is saying exactly, Lauren. I don't fly the Avata like I fly a camera drone. I use the Avata. I fly lower with the Avata than I do my camera drones. Even though I got obstacle avoidance and all that stuff on all the new drones, I still have more confidence flying that Avata. Say 25 feet and under is mostly where I fly the Avata. Rarely do I take it like anything
because it's a lot more durable than your camera drone, and it gives you the confidence.
Yeah.
I was going to say I don't often fly mine any higher than 5 feet. I mean, when I'm flying it, it's pretty much down low the whole time.
Here, Ron, put that one up for Marcus.
Okay.
Curing. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, is that somebody's?
Yeah, you want a nice launch? You should have. This is Model T that I built years.
Yeah, that's a Hemi, right? I see a Hemi there.
Yeah, Hemi in there.
Yep. And to make a long story short, you want to talk about a launch. The only downside is you can see there's no rear fenders, right? So you had to make sure you didn't put your hand out over the side.
Oh yeah.
That's the car from the Munsters.
Well, but I'll tell you the other thing about it that I'm noticing, Lauren, is with that front suspension. You better. There better not be any corners. You better know where you have it pointed.
Or no. What do you call the speed? You got speed bumps up in Canada?
Oh yeah, that's a transverse leaf suspension, right?
Yeah.
And notorious for bump steer.
Yeah.
So, but that'll get you down the road there, Lauren, huh?
Hey, seriously, Lauren, did you ever drag race it? Did you ever get any time slips?
No, that I never raced. I've raced lots before. Like favorite one that I raced was 69 442 or 70 442. Had the 455 motor in it and 4 gear and dangled along quite nicely. Thank you.
Oh, I'm quite sure. Sure.
Yeah. What kind of transmission was in there?
4-speed. 4-speed. Yeah, it was a W30 car. If you're familiar with the.
So would that have been a Muncie 4-speed or a
M21? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Coronation here, people.
Is that the one? Is that the one that they called the Rock Crusher?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Ron, we got you off again.
We hit all the subjects here, so and we just got some information on the little Avata. Now, a lot of people also are hear rumors about a Mavic 4 possibly later in the year.
Oh wow!
Sergeant Schultz again. I know nothing.
Well, there's no Schultz to that one. I haven't heard nothing on that, and I would be very, very surprised if we saw a Mavic 4, right?
Right.
Because
But what you could see is variations maybe of the Mavic 3 Pro, right? That
yes,
they add something to or so forth. But yeah,
Right.
Listen, I don't know anything either, but it looks to me like the way DJI is setting up the Mavic name is for a drone that endures for a few years and gets updates and so forth, like we've seen between the Mavic and the Mavic Classic, Mavic 3 Classic, and then the Mavic 3 Pro. And then the minis, I bet we'll see a new one by next October or November or so. I bet we'll see
that one. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a mini and
Mini 5.
And also a drone that we haven't seen so far.
Oh, fun! I like that idea too.
Oh yes, something new finally. Yeah. And of course, like, everybody's waiting for the Air 3S. Everybody's sure the Air 3S is coming out with one sensor.
I honestly don't think there's going to be any such thing. Because like the Air 2S was kind of an anomaly, because the Air 2S is originally what the Air 2 was supposed to be, but because there was a lot of parts that were not available, they put out the Air 2, and then when they had the parts, they brought out the Air 2S. Right?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, Lauren. Is that the only S drone DJI's ever made?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like you said, it was kind of a one-off.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out. Well, not go out on a limb, but make a statement here that it took me a while to come around to. That Air 3 is my favorite camera drone to fly, if that makes any sense. It flies better. It is faster. It is more agile. It is more precise. And when you put it in combination with that 3X Tele, man, that drone really hits the sweet spot. It really does.
Well, as Lon mentioned, we could see an Air 3 Cine, but personally, I don't think so, because that's stepping on the toes too much of the Mavic 3 Cine.
Mavic 3 Cine and Pro, yeah.
And I'm going to back Marcus up. I made a video. I picked the Air 3 as my drone of the year for 2023. I mean, it was close. I mean, the other drones close, but it's the one I have charged up and ready to go most of the time.
Okay. And Ron knows how much I've struggled with this because we've talked about it a lot. But if somebody said, "Hey, you can only have one drone tomorrow. Of all these drones behind you can only keep one." I think it'd be that Air 3. I think it would.
Yeah, I really love the fact that Lauren, that both cameras, are the same sensor size, same color profile. So when I switch from the wide to the 3X, I get the same kind of look. I don't have to do a lot of editing post that make them look like they're coming from the same drone.
Yes, yeah, and that's very, very important, as you know. Like if you don't have color match from camera to camera, it's kind of silly. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, just something somebody sent me here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You weren't talking about Lon?
No, it was
Poor Lon.
No, it was just some guys lifting a deer with a drone.
Oh no. Deer are you got a pretty big deer up in Canada?
Well, same size as you guys got.
Okay.
All depends on which one, because like we've got about 5 or 6 different species of deer.
Hey, Rod.
Go ahead.
Hang on here. I'm going to put it up. We pissed Lon off.
You got it. It is the 93 Pro all the way. Hey, and everybody's entitled to their opinion on DroneNation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
hey, good night, Greg.
Greg's got to go. Good night, Greg. And before we get off of here too, Lauren, I hear that is it true that the rumor going around you and Lonnie may be heading down to the South Florida drone meetup come April?
No rumor.
We could confirm that here.
Yeah. Well, actually, we confirmed it last week on Johnny's show.
Okay.
That was the kind of one of the announcements last week on Johnny's show, and yeah, we will be coming. We wanted to. I wanted to keep it quiet, but Captain Ray has been bugging the heck out of me.
These darn leaks, we can't keep anything a secret anymore.
He says, well, "Can I announce it on Johnny's show? Can I?" And I'm kind of going, if he really has to go out, let me do it. But
hey, Ron, are you going to go down?
Look forward to seeing you guys down there. That's for sure.
Are you going to be in Florida a little bit early this year, Ron? Or
I don't have the schedule yet, but
still figuring it out. Yeah.
Well, you just get with me, and I'll try to work with your plans.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. What, Marco? You haven't really. Have you committed yet, or no?
Oh, you know what? It's funny you say that though. My wife just asked me tonight about it. She asked me if I was going. And I said, my room is booked, but I'm not committed yet. So, but like she said, go. So
bring Uncle Kev too again.
You know what? He's actually going to Hawaii and he's going to Vegas and some other trip though. So he's already
he's big time baller, huh?
Hey, he's retired like you gentlemen. See,
well,
he gets to do what he wants to do.
Well, I don't think Susan's going to be able to come this year. So if you need a roommate, DeMarco, hit me up.
Oh yeah, hey Ron, I like to cuddle now.
I ain't cuddling. Anyways, guys, I got to run
back room. Man.
Lauren, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being on, and we'll have you back on before Florida, but if not, we'll see you on the beach there in Jensen Beach.
Yep, I ain't wearing a Speedo. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
No comment on that.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, Lauren.
Good night, Lauren.
Keep warm up there. So it's always great to have Lauren on the show with us.
Absolutely.
I know you folks out there in the chat enjoy him
he
too.
He brings a lot of knowledge to the game.
And he dropped a couple of hints tonight about new products coming out. So keep your list updated and keep those piggy banks filled up, right? You never know what's coming out.
Boy, they got enough of my money this year, Ron. I don't know.
Me.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, like, you and I may be able to save some money if we pass on these Avadas.
That's true.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with my current Avada. I mean, of course, they're gonna, how they're gonna rope us in with the the new goggles where you see what's going on. What do you call that when you see what's going on around you?
Oh, augmented reality.
Well, anyhow, awareness. That awareness,
situational awareness. Yeah.
If they offer situation, that's how they're going to suck us in.
That could be. Well, listen, it doesn't take DJI. It doesn't take much for DJI to suck me in. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I am a sucker. I am a sucker for new tech. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I need it. I don't know if I need a Avada Mini or whatever because I'm not. I have a small house. I don't do a lot of indoor flying. I don't think I really need a Avada Mini. I mean, unless it flies as good as the Mini, the Mini 4 Pro outside or whatever.
Yeah.
If it flies like the Mini 4 Pro outside, I'll get the Avada Mini because then it's safe and all that or whatever.
Yeah. I got one I need to put up
Go
here.
ahead. I'm so far behind. I'll never catch up.
We don't believe you, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny put on record, DeMarco, he will not buy a drone this year. Repeat.
We don't believe you.
Can we write that down?
Yeah, let's write it down. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. And DeMarco got the night off from picking a football game. Well, actually, there are no more Monday night football games for a long time. But when you do the people's service and pick the Super Bowl, I guess next Monday night will be the. Yeah. I don't know. Anyhow, the show before the Super Bowl, where you pick the Super Bowl for the people?
Yes. So like I'm on a terrible bad streak right now.
But the Super Bowl can redeem all those.
Whoever I pick, just pick the other team. good to go.
Yeah, Marcus, when you weren't here last week, DeMarco went all in the Philadelphia Eagles versus Tampa Bay Monday night, and it wasn't even close.
Nah. Thanks, Ron. Thanks.
Well, we were behind you. We were with you. We were with you on that. But the Eagles, the wheels fell off the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't been a good football team since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm with Joe Blaylock.
Go Niners. Well, I would have told you the Niners would have been my pick for the Super Bowl. But did you see the Niners struggle to try to beat the?
They did.
Who they beat Sunday? They struggled.
They pulled it out in the very end there.
Green Bay. They struggled to beat Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah. They pulled it out in the very end, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Listen, I don't, as you know, Ron.
You don't give a, about the.
Well, I don't know much about football, but here's what I do know. My father was a huge 49ers fan. Therefore, I'm a 49ers fan.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the 49ers have a heck of a football team. A lot of good players over there. They stand as good a chance as anybody's winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry for the Michigan people. You guys have a good team too, but I like a lot of that guy McCaffrey in the Niners. You seen him, DeMarco? He's a heck of a running back.
Oh yeah, a Stanford grad. Yeah.
And Deebo Samuel, the receiver, he got hurt, sorry, but he's a heck of a guy running after catch or whatever. I mean, he runs like him and McCaffrey. The two of them can break tackles and run over people. I mean, and their defense, they got that Greenlaw. They got a lot of good players on both sides of the ball over there. Detroit has good ball players too, so I'm not down the Detroit Lions at all. And this is how long it's been. I'm 64 years old. I'm an old man. The Lions have not won a championship in my lifetime, so they're due.
God, I remember being a young man of 64.
I thought you were going to say you remember being a young man. I thought you were going to say you remember the Lions won. I think I heard the announcer say the Lions haven't won the championship since '57. So I'd have been like -2 when the Lions.
So I was born in '56. So hey, I guess it's
maybe you sat in your father's lap and watched the They didn't call it Super Bowl back then.
Pooping in my diaper.
Championship, yeah, poopy in the diaper. So.
My wife is getting ready to serve me some.
And we've run out of stories and topics and what have you. So, okay. Marcus, say your good nights to all the good folks out there.
Hey, really pleasure to be back on DroneNation, and I always miss hanging out with my friends.
Well, you were in for a few minutes at the end last week. So.
I did. Was able to.
Oh yeah.
Got back in time for a couple of minutes that kept DeMarco up a little bit later, and I know he appreciated that. But yeah, no, the weather, I'm not going to be flying any drones here for a while. Our weather report, it is warming up, but it's raining every day. So it's kind of hard to plan anything when you've got that kind of rain going on. I did get a couple of flights in when we got back from Florida. I got that Potensic flight that I just posted today. And then I did compare the Potensic with the Fimi Mini version 2. So I'll get that
stuff in the can. Good.
Yeah, I'll get that edited up and
Mark, I have a little good news for you. I kind of snuck, even though it was real cold, the wind kind of died down a little bit. Dude, I snuck down the beach yesterday and got some footage of snow on the beach.
Oh wow! Cool, that'll be great.
You don't often get snow on the beach footage or whatever. But I got some yesterday, so I will be posting that in the next couple of days or whatever.
I will look forward to that.
Yeah. So, DeMarco.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Good night. Go eat dinner.
All right.
Good.
DeMarco, say your good nights to all the good folks out there.
Good night, chat. Thanks for joining us again. And you too, Lon.
Yeah, especially Lon. We'll see you at the meetup, Lon. We'll be standing next to Lauren Donour. So, and I want to give a special thanks out to everybody out there that joined us, support the show, everything like that. And watch, I think I'm gonna have my unboxing up tomorrow, the old Mic 2 and whatever, and then I'll be doing some testing. And you know why I buy things like this, guys? In the wintertime when it's too cold to fly drones, you buy something like this, you can still keep making videos indoors.
And you can tinker around with something.
Yeah, you still got something to do in the wintertime when it's cold or whatever. Yeah, so that's always good to have this. And if anybody's looking for I shouldn't say this because I think I have this sold. It's a VIP out there.
I know you have it sold
from me. This is kind of already sold here. Sorry.
Yeah. somebody
Right.
that you sold it to told me that they bought it. So
Yeah. And I've even made them a special deal where I'm going to throw them in. I just sold the Mini 3 Pro recently, but I still have the wide angle. I can't get this thing open here, I don't think. I still got the wide angle, so I think I may include this. The secret guy that's buying the other thing, I may throw him in a wide angle lens.
he'll love that.
So anywho, that's it. Marcus had to eat. The Marco's probably got to put some kids to bed or something like that. And
Don't let your meatloaf.
And I've got to go. I've got to go test the pocket.
Hey.
Hey, Sarah, welcome back from Florida.
I'm leaving tomorrow for Arizona.
She's leaving me already.
I bet it's warmer
Look at
than it is Florida.
Look at that.
I'm going to Arizona too. Get warmed up. So
Yeah.
good night. Take care. We'll see you back here next Monday night, same time, same bat channel, right?
That's it.
Right.
There you go.
I was a kid. I was a kid when I came on. No, I wasn't born yet. Though.
Yeah, Batman was for your time.
Yeah. It was way before you were born.
Wait, but I was just a little nothing when Batman was on. I watched the Batmans when they first aired. I didn't even have to watch all the repeats. I'm so old. You're still not old enough to see the Lions win a championship yet.
No.
So we'll end on that note. Go Niners, go Lions, go Chiefs, and go Ravens. Good night.
Good night, everybody.